June 26th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here along with you. Had a pretty hot day once again yesterday in many spots across the Carolinas, but thunderstorms were the bigger weather story. I'll show you more on that in just a couple of moments. These were your highs across the Triad viewing area, mainly mid and upper 80s, although it did hit 90 in Lexington. Charlotte viewing area hotter, 96 in Monroe, 97 in Gastonia for Monday afternoon, 94 at the Charlotte airport. 95 in Rockingham. Now, this is a look this morning from Wake Forest University there in Winston-Salem. There's been some rain around parts of the Triad region to start the day on this Tuesday. The temperature 68. Dowd YMCA camera, low clouds, but no rain at the moment. As I cut the video, the temperature in Charlotte 71 early this morning. Notice a west wind at Charlotte. Let me go back to this. And in the Triad area, it's an east and northeasterly wind. Even a northwest wind. So a northerly component to the wind in the Triad compared to areas further to the south, and that's an indication of things to come for today. There's your temperatures this morning, kind of a mild start to the day. Now, before we move forward, I want to go back to yesterday. Big time thunderstorms, kind of an interesting visible satellite imagery yesterday. Notice those big complexes of storms developing here and there. The most intense area of more widespread activity formed in eastern Tennessee and then worked southeastward across the mountains and into the Carolinas. So there's your radar imagery through the afternoon and the evening hours yesterday. Just a big complex of storms developing and rumbling southeast, and there were a lot of severe weather issues in many spots in the Carolinas. Most of them wind damage reports. There's your storm reports. And again, there were a whole lot of them when you look at the region as a whole yesterday. All right, take a look at the satellite and the radar this morning. A lot of clouds across the central parts of North Carolina, and this is some rain that's been moving through parts of the Triad region early this morning, and we have a bit of a wedge or cold air damming scenario in place. Now to the west of the mountains, eastern Tennessee, not in that wedge, so you're looking at some thunderstorms back that way, scattered around early this morning, but it will be a much different type of weather setup here across a good chunk of the Carolinas, and I'll show you the highs in just a second. Now, there's some activity back in the upper Midwest and the Mississippi Valley. That's with our system that'll approach later tomorrow. So, again, we have a bit of a cold air damming or wedging scenario in place. Temperatures in many spots in North Carolina will be cooler today than what we've had of late. And for a lot of us, that means a more stable air mass. So there's what it looks like on Futurecast today. Let me show you the high-resolution future radar. It's going to be tough to see exactly where the highest instability winds up this afternoon. I do think places like the mountains and down into South Carolina will have another decent threat of some severe weather today, but I think when you get roughly Charlotte up toward the Triad and the Triangle regions, temperatures certainly held down today. And that'll mean severe weather threat very limited once you get north and east of Charlotte, as the temperatures will be held down. Look at these highs this afternoon, much cooler than where we have been. Now that boundary to the south of us kind of falls apart tomorrow. It gets warmer and more unstable again, so back to some thunderstorm chances. There's your Wednesday highs. And then we start to trend toward hotter and drier weather for the end of the week. There's your Thursday weather setup. Thursday's highs look like that, and watch this big upper level ridge develop overhead as we get toward Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There you go. That means the heat will be with us over the weekend. A lot of weekend sunshine, but our Piedmont high is well into the 90s over the upcoming weekend. All right, tropical update time. We'll take a peek here what's going on. We'll look at the Atlantic Basin as a whole. It is very quiet. Hardly a cloud to be found over the Atlantic Ocean. Certainly no signs of any tropical development anytime soon. And so everything just staying very quiet for the next 4 or 5 days across the Atlantic Basin. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.